Greetings everyone, and Great here with another couple Heroes 2 replay. Spawn on the left side as the blue Soviets, we got Vex 32. Spawn as the yellow Soviets, we got 0, ampersand, infinity sign, whatever that means. Spawn on the right side as the magenta Wehrmacht player, we got thilo.111, and spawn as the red austere player, we have mrCorat, who's immediately locked in the mobile defense doctrine. It's been a while since the last seen this doctrine. Additionally, we do also have the shock rifle frontline tactics.
MG42 team is ready for action.
MG42 into Grenadiers, pretty much standard. MG42 into Tier 1 skip, looks like for red. MG42 in the Pioneers. Usually when I go for a Tier 1 skip, I tend to go to MG42 into a second squad of Pioneers. But that's just how I usually play the Tier 1 skip. He does have a Grenadier Bolton, which does not affect Panzer Grenadiers. It does affect Ostruppen, which the mobile defense doctrine no longer has access to Ostruppen since one of the final patches of the game. You have also an early Maxim being pulled up by blue. And yellow has gone for a conscript opener as well. Conscripts and conventers heading to the center of the map. Got a bit of wire there. Conscripts do get suppressed a little bit there. The other squad does not get hit. Got Grenadiers along the flank. Conscripts trying to hit from the flank. Got Conscripts pursuing the Grenadiers. Infantry rotates around, trying to hit this other conscript squad. Does force back that one. This guy is in range. He may want to throw a burst to him. Yes, he is. Does get that one suppressed. Now he's focused on this guy here. Grenadier is trying to hit that one as well. Of course, this southern player is getting double team. MG42 at this current rate needs to fall back. Grenadier is getting some good shots there. The MG42 packs him up and gets on out of there. Conventers engaging the Pioneers. Grenadiers are getting overran. They need to fall back. They do. We do now have a mortar being pulled up by magenta as well. Which, there's too many mobile squads to really warrant the mortar. I don't think the mortar's a super great idea. MG42 does get overran. He has gone for a double MG42 opener as well, without a Tier 1 skip. His teammates captured the large part of the map. He is going for counterattack tactics. Allows him to rapidly decapture sectors. That looks like they capture the same rate. Conscripts do get suppressed there by the MG42, forcing them back. And now red has gone for a squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Up north, we do have now the conscripts flanking the MG42. Pioneers is here to protect. On his Pioneers not great in combat, but at least perhaps get a breathing room. MG42 sitting on up. If conscripts try to push forward, take out the MG42, which he will displace with a Molotov. Pioneers get a lot of free damage on in. MG42 needs to fall back now.
We now have access to additional battlefield options.
Battle phase 1 now complete for red. Maxim pushes way forward. We also got a Soviet landmine being established here. Got a... is that Teller mine? Yep, it is a Teller mine, not an S mine. Which may have been spotted there. He could have saw the formation there as well. If the Soviet player was paying close enough attention, he probably would have spotted it. Hard to say. It looks like a bit of an A move, but A moves... A move or just engage in max range because max range the conscripts would easily win this fight versus Pioneers. Another Soviet landmine there. He does have a Minesweeper here. Can't say how fresh this Minesweeper. I think that was before he started placing down Teller Mine. Yeah, we do now have a Soviet mortar in the build queue, which versus double MG42, and of course versus opponent Soviet mortar. Probably a good idea. Mortar gets an excellent hit there onto that M Maxim. I said the mortar is not a super great option, but I have been corrected.
The bunker has been approved with an MG42. The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
Conscripts falling on back there. Conscripts do get suppressed there. Does find the landmine, but with only one model there, so he got lucky. All these forces are falling back. He may take out the Minesweeper. He did not sweep the Teller Mine, so I'm not sure if he knows about it or not. And right now, we do have excellent field control by the Axis players. I want to bring up the tactical map. You see a majority field control by the Axis players.
Production upgrade accomplished.
Oh. Where was that landmine? There it was. Looks like both his Panzer Grenadiers are down to 3 members. He does activate counterattack tactics. Excuse me, again. Quite a bit of use of that. Even when I go for mobile defense, I hardly ever use this ability. Both these squads need to fall back.
Manufacturing capability has
Ooh, decreased the MG42 there. We do have... That was double mortar hits, one from each. Both the Soviet players have pulled out mortar. Both the Soviet players, I think, utilize a barrage there. But there's 150mm mortar out in the field as well, so a lot of Soviet mortars in the field. Does capture the MG42, very nice. Needs to fall back, both the squads get reinforced. I'm assuming this is going to be for a bunker. Nope. Oh, going for tier 1. Doesn't eke out medics, because Panzer Grenadiers really do rely on medics. We do have some shock troops here, flanking the bunker. Flamethrower is going to take a sweet time to kill it off.
our territory. The HQ has been approved again. Time to unleash
Maxim fire away, gains hits there under the Pioneer, who's trying to lay down Teller Mine right there.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
So that was easily spotted. Mortars straight forward, does get some rounds over here.
Losing a sector.
Conscripts come for a nice little flank there, force back the MG42. And now got the shock troops getting suppressed by the MG42 as well. Panzer Grenadiers straight forward, throws a bundle grenade. Gets a full wipe. There's the full wipe. And he has all 4 members alive, so he can grab himself a Maxim. Not a great machine gun, but a free machine gun, still a free machine gun. It's also set up a good angle to engage this mortar. Decides to fall back there.
Scout car has arrived.
Good damage on the MG42. Great hit there. Massive hits there. Flame Engineers do take a bit of damage. Oof. Was there a demolition charge there? I wasn't paying attention to that. That was a pretty good bait. Unsuccessful getting wiped, but all of a sudden it's like... I didn't see it, that demolition charge there. That was a really good spot for it, and a really good attempt for a bait. I looked away at the moment, trying to grab my drink and missed the scene, the demolition charge there. My apologies. Oh, that is a Panzerwerfer. So not only has got Battle Phase 2, he's got Battle Phase 3 and the Tier 4 up and going. So we've got an early Panzerwerfer, 10-minute Panzerwerfer. Another counterattack tactic activated there. The X-Play is maintaining great field control, so it's able to invest quite a bit of investment there. Tier 2 now falling back. We do have the conscripts falling back there as well. We got now the guards push forward. There's this landmine there, which it could be detonated by a stray shot. 3-4-2 suppressing both these units down. Throwing some PTRS rounds to the 2-2. I think he can perhaps take it out if he gets the shot off, but does get pinned first. Ooh, gets a wipe there on the captured M242, falls back. Panzerwerfer Barrage does roll a miss. M242 does get, or Maxim gets flanked, but it's also crewed by Panzer Grenadier models, so is able to defend himself to a decent degree. And speaking about degrees, they do displace themselves out of that flame. Conscripts do take a nice little hit there. Great mortar hit there onto the MG42. Maxim does fall back. Panzergrenadiers pushing up there, just A moving forward, trying to stay max range. If shock troops charge way forward, they will take a lot of extra damage. But of course, got the conscripts sort of advancing, trying to stick to cover there. There is a bit of no negative cover there. This road offers no negative cover. A lot of maps have been getting rid of negative cover, or have gotten rid of their negative cover, so still exists on some maps, but some maps are just simply entirely absent, even in areas where they technically should have negative cover. Mortar hits up there. MG42 advancing, maybe advancing a little bit too far forward. Now have Grenadiers pretty forward, engaging the Soviet mortar, who's not currently set on up, so a retreat button, yep, will be successful. 2-2 push forward and push his way backwards. Bit of mortar fire down over here. Guards push forward, M42 firing away. I hear another Panzerwerfer barrage. It is up over here. It's a good hit there onto the conscripts and onto the MG42 as well. If you got these guard or grenadiers about to get wiped on out, got a it was a pretty nice assist shot there. 3 kills, 3 models missing, and almost got wiped on out. A little bit unlucky there by the Soviet player. SU-76 pulled in field. Yellow, of course, has gone for the guard modal coordination attacks, and Magenta still not starting the auction. We've got Jaeger armor, not really needed at the moment. German mechanized can be nice, but not really needed at the moment. Though Lev 18s and first of all the mortars wouldn't be half bad. And elite troops, I think elite troops may be the best option at the moment. We'll go for the Tiger Ace. The Jaeger armor is, of course, quite nice, but they have been making excellent fuel control this entire game. Their opponents are very low on fuel. Panzergrenadiers do take a bit of damage there. These guys are quite wounded as well. They need to fall back. Got tier 4 being built, but nowhere near enough fuel for anything. And blue has put SU-76 does not have tier 4 built. We'll need it to get out the IS-2. But even then, the IS-2 may be a bit difficult with a lack of fuel income. Command Panzer IV now the build queue, very nice. Combat engineers do take a bit of damage here. Combat engineers need to fall back, they're about to get wiped on out. They do explode.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
Maxim, oh no, that's M242 firing away right there. I don't know if incendiary rounds is how useful incendiary rounds versus SU-76s. but it has enough health to tank it either way.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
MT42 does fall back there. We do now have the short barrel Panzer IV advance its way forward. Have a bit of damage resistance aura around it. I think it's what, 10% damage resistance aura to all nearby friendly units. Don't think it affects structures. I think it only affects infantry and vehicles. Could affect structures. I have no idea. It may be applied to. I don't know if it's applied to squad or per model. That was right with the conscript squad. Do have now the Grenadier squad does fall back. We also now have a half-track pulled in the field. Got the Panzer IV hunting down the shock troops. They also caused some issues moving around. Ziska, no Su-76 fired a shot there. Great shot onto the shock troops. There may have been a crush there. Ix of barrage on the MG42 as well, taking some damage. Counterattack tactic is activated once again. Great bundle grenade there. And that squad does fully get wiped on out. Great shots there onto the MG. Got some good hits there over here as well. Squad does fall back. We do now have a Puma deployed in the field. Versus light vehicles, I think the Puma is a perfectly fine option. Panzer IV would have been perfectly fine as well, and probably a little bit better. But Puma's a lot cheaper than a Panzer IV, to say the least. Does fall back there.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Great mortar hit there on the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer IV barrage rainings, I think, around here. Does sort of miss the 150mm mortar. 2-2 still in the region. Grenadiers advancing.
Now have access to additional battlefield options.
Good 80 grenade there on the 2-2. And the 2-2 gets finished off by the T-476. And we do have now the Su-76 charge its way forward. The Panzer IV has 160 health, so can withstand one shot from the Su-85 by Su-76, which does 120 damage per shot with its main gun. Up north, Panzer Grenadiers taking out the shock troops. Shock troops may get wiped on out, but he's focused on the conscripts now. Maxim firing away, suppressing down some of these Panzer Grenadiers who are both very wounded, so they probably need to fall back really soon. You can throw smoke around from the short barrel Panzer IV to blind the Maxim.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Looks like the mortar does get decrewed there. Flamethrower straight forward. Got conscripts as well. Does recapture the mortar there. Everything in this region pretty much needs to fall back. The MG42 is too wounded to stick around. Puma now pushing not its way south. It does decrew the MG42. And Magenta's going for a full Panther. I disagree with the Panther. He's actually needs more command points before the Tiger Ace. Maybe a good idea just start off with the Tiger Ace.
Panther ready.
Panzer up here. Strikes the Maxim. Panther pushing down south, doesn't get bounced there. And we do have now the German mechanized doctrine deployed in the field, which will give him access to his own command tank and to left 18. Spotting skills are always pretty nice as well, regardless what doctrine you go for. Looks like the Grenadier squad does take a bit of damage there. Uma rolls a miss, SU-76 going to retaliate, and 80 gun as well. Uma takes some fire there, finds a landmine. Yes, I suppose the Panzer Tactician and the Smoke Shell might want to use one. Okay, that was just a Grenadier's complete assault. We do now have a mark target deployed on somewhere. T-346 went down. Looks like the mark target is onto the Panther. Which is going to be safe enough now. Bundle Grenade does almost decrew the 120mm mortar. And it looks like the Panther does shoot down the aircraft.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Pioneers push way forward. Pioneers do fall back now. Up north, we do have SU-76 taking some damage there. Pikes of Barrage somewhere. IS-2's kit has enough command points for IS-2, but has nowhere near enough fuel for it. Transport for Barrage, maybe trying to strike the SU-76. I say that was relative poor targeting. Should have focused the SU-76. One rocket is all that was needed to take out the SU-76, I would say. And 2 Pioneers remaining. Maybe to get out another Pioneer squad. Pack 40 here does get decrewed. Hands Grenadiers make it right back there, but the conscripts and the guards are currently suppressed. Does re-secure the Pack 40, but it's almost dead as well. Now we've got a magenta Panzerwerfer on the field rather than going for left 18. Panzerwerfer, I think, trying to eye for a pretty close range barrage, but everything's fallen back. Spotting scope on the Panzerwerfer as well.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. Spotting scope at our disposal.
I'm about ready to sneeze, my apologies.
Target with spotting scope.
Ugh, I feel a sneeze coming and it's not coming out. Grenadiers now engaging with rifle grenade firing. Suppresses down the shock troops. Decent hit down the shock troops, decent hit down the Grenadiers. Both of them equally lost in that engagement. Panzerwerfer barrage firing away. May take out his own Tellermine. Tellermine's still alive. And still not swept. Got T-385 now deployed in the field. Which is going straight for the Tellermine, which also may explode the conscript squad. It does explode the conscript squad. Because the Tellermine, since it's meant for anti-vehicle, has no configurations to limit the number of models it could take out. So there goes potentially the T-235 and definitely the conscript squad, of course. But SU-76 has been repaired up. Grenadiers going pretty far forward. There's captured MG-42 there. Panther now advancing from easy pickings. Got Pantrix here to support. And there. Panthers just need Panzer Grenadiers need a stop order command. Gets a main gun destroyer crit there. Easy pickings for the Panther. Bounce on the Panther while at it. We do have a marked target and gets on the Panther. Great mortar hit there onto the MG-42, about to take him out. That the command tank or save that squad from being wiped out, but next this mortar will strike true.
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
At least true enough. Didn't land at the top of his head, just landed right in front of him. By the way, you still don't want a mortar to go off in front of you. It seems to be unpleasant. Oh, we do have now the ambush mode active. Panzer Grenadiers are now advancing. Does spot the both of them now. Great mortar hit there. Good hit there on the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back. Heard a Panzerwerfer for us somewhere, just not sure where. Also sounds like I hear a Offswind. That could have been just 2-2 firing up in the air. Yeah, probably was 2-2 firing up in the air. But now the Panzer is pretty forward. Of course, the capturing 4-2 is going to cause some issues still. Panzerwerfer barrage is on, pull down. Something got wiped up there. Looks like the Su-76 goes down. Little double tap there from the Puma and from the Panzer. Takes up the half track. Finds a landmine there with the Puma. Has access to target aim shot, so might want to just use it. Goes with some Panzer Tactician. KV-1 or KV-8 with the 45mm active. Takes out the Puma. Maybe the only thing useful for that cannon. Got the defensive aura now on red has Panther. So both magenta and red has the same arm in the field. Panther, oh nope, no command tank, just 2-2 instead. But he can pull out a command tank. Actually, has enough resources for a command tank, and that would be particularly very, very useful. Also, really does help with the Panther. Good pens there. Good pen there onto the Panther. Panther push way forward. AT grenade will connect. His teammate's one has access to critical pair, not him. Got a... Oh, that's the flamethrower transition, not a mark target, anything of that sort. Smoke grenade there by the shock troop. The Panther just needs to reverse move all the way back home. D-3485 push way forward. Pack 40 set up in a good position. That's a good pen there. Now that one does fall back. Telemine there is currently not existing. The blue player is not going for a T-476. Probably just has no real feasibility going for the IS-2. Though going for the not going for KV-8 and going for the T-476 probably could have resulted in going for the IS-2. Red's now going for another Puma, as well as another Panzer Grenadier. Yellow does fall back there. And the mortar does rain a little bit short. Funnel grenade onto the Bet 3 mortar. Almost decrews it. The SDG rounds may decrew it. Does decrew it. Funnel grenade, he does avoid it. D-485 is a good shot there, and there's also still some fencing there.
Sturmpanzer 4 is reporting for duty.
Sturmpanzer 4. Burn bar, there we go. I guess both these players fire their Nebelwerfer, or not Nebelwerfers, Panzerwerfers in the same location. Getting some decent damage there. D-485 engage the Panzer Grenadiers, forcing them back. Good shot there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. Got another mark target there on the Panther, but the Panther should still win this engagement. Pack 40 gets a good shot there, almost down, but let's go escape on there. Gets tapped there as well, starting to fall back, so it should be safe enough. So we've got this KV-8 to push way forward. Pack 40 does not have, just got Factor C1, now bringing target weak point. Panther still be more than capable of helping engage the KV-8. A lot of magenta support weapons will be going on down. Good pen there. does have refit the Pack 40. Grenadiers for 4, taking a bit of damage. Does fall back. AT gun does get decrewed there. Bounce there from the Panzer 4, Panther for 4. The support the command tank is going to be pretty much bulletproof. Granted, the damage resistance or old device damage resistance, so it doesn't change the armor rate, just decreases the amount of damage received. I think it's by 10%, so it goes from 106 damage per AT gun shot down to 144, which does change the math on how many pens take to kill something off, but the command tank does go down, getting redeployed now. Rumbar gets extra shot there, just very close to getting wiped out there, but it's just going to take a bit of time to get reloaded. But does get a shot there, wipes out the crew. Could take them to short off a gun, but just falling back to get repaired is probably just a good safe option. Puma here. T-36 looks like he's trying to hit that. I don't know what he's trying to hit. Puma will go down. There's some smoke there. Panther takes a hit there. Panther takes another hit. Panther receives a main gun destroyed crit there. And that is a bit of a loss there by the losing that Panther there. He also has consumed all his fuel, so he only has a Puma to really work with. Incendiary barrage there, forced back the Panzer Grenadiers. May wipe him out, does not. Oh! There, that's what went down. I was looking there, there's like only 2 vehicles, and I saw the Puma were ground, trying to figure out which vehicle went down. We do have now the capture order. Nope, the capture order is not active because this was stopping the capture. Panzer War for barrage raining on in. Bounce there. Another bounce there. Gets a good pen, but of course it is just a short barrel Panzer 4. It does 8 damage per shot. Or 80 damage per pen with a low pen rate. Pen strikes push way forward, but getting knocked around. Panther gets a good shot there onto the KV-8. Pioneer is taking some fire, literally. Another good pen there. KV needs to start falling back. Panther activates Blitz. They got a landmine here. Of course, T-476 in a good position to get some rear armor shots there, as well as this one. Takes another pen there. Mark target into the Panther. A little bit too late. Push rate forward, trying to finish off the KV-8. We lose the Panther. Main gun destroyed a crit there. And does get fully abandoned. Oof, that was a bit of a throwaway. Panzer Grenadiers looks like going focus a shot onto the T-476. Almost down. Gets some good shots there. T-476s. He's taking time to destroy. Does take out the Panther. And hits the retreat button there. Panzer War for barrage on this Maxim. Wipes him out. We do now have a Pioneer with a single PTRS. We do have, this guy does have 2 PTRSs going, so this guy may be the one who lost the PTRS. Here's B. You actually get increased anti-infantry damage if you lose the PTRSs. Sure, PTRSs do hit pretty hard when they hit an infantry unit, but if they hit an infantry unit, the accuracy is not super great against infantry, of course. Brumbar gets a great shot there in the guards, let's force him back. Panzer's now falling back there.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Good damage there onto the shock troops. The Soviet players really turned this game around. They've gotten a lot of good picks there. And overall, right now, the current Soviet armor is just staying alive. Short barrel Panzer IV needs to get on out there. Has detection course, but not a whole lot of munitions one. Not for another counterattack tactics. Very nice. Does get one pen there. Does throw a smoke. Looks a smoke shell, of course, gets on cooldown when he throws a Panzer Tactician course. Pioneer's taking severe damage there. May get wiped out there. Panzerx do connect. Does lose the flamethrower squad. Does drop a flamethrower. If a Panzer Grenadier picks it up, it becomes an Urban Assault Panzer Grenadier, just barring all the abilities and all the usefulness. But the combat engineers could pick it up. I would say go for it. A Flammenwerfer, still a Flammenwerfer. Oh, shock trooper flamethrower. Ooh, that's gonna be very fun.
The enemy is reduced to 200 points.
Got a mark target there onto the Panther. Good Panzerx shot. And does finish up T-3476. T-3485 gets a good hit. Miss there. Does a good pen. Panther has a mark target onto it. Does take some PTRS fire. May see a bundle grenade here. Bundle grenade is being cast, but he will largely avoid it. I think he would try to stop there, just draw more fire. T-485 right here. Out of vision. Has a vehicle crew bearer. And looks like he does manage to escape and stay alive. Oh, you can't accuse Magenta of map hacking with that sort of maneuver. Or lack of maneuver. Panzerwerfer barrage running in somewhere. Brumbar. It's a pretty good shot there. Oh, Panzerwerfer is barraging over here. Pack 40 needs to rotate around. Double tap there by the pack. Oh, no, that's a Panther shot there. And goes down a little bit foolishly.
The enemy has destroyed a Panzer.
And does lose a T-485. But definitely a good trade for it for a Panther. And now got the Panzer Grenadiers getting immolated. Red's going for a Panther now. Blue now has 3 T-3476s. Could start eyeing towards IS-2. He has 2 combat engineers. Third could be warranted for extra repairs. Good pens there.
Guard rifle infantry squads are now. Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Decent damage there onto the Panzerx squad. And got the Panzerwerfer shot. Barrage does get some decent damage there. Pioneers do fall back. There's actually no DPs though. There's our first squad being upgraded with DPs on this guy. T-34 is straightforward. We'll find a fresh Panther. No command tank support. Command tanks way up north can support it. At full health. Good Brumbar shot there. Brumbar needs to get on out there. Severely wounded. 3 pens can take it out. And there's 1, 2. Panzerwerfer needs to get on out of there as well. It loses the Brumbar. And we've got double, triple veteran C Panthers. 2-2 is starting to go on down. 2-2 does go on down. Magenta's getting overran. And Magenta's getting ripped apart there.
We are losing a sector. The enemy has destroyed an anti-tank gun.
A senior barrage up north, Panther getting repaired on up. And looks like Magenta's backed out of the game. And with that, probably Red will be backing out as well. Finds a landmine.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
And looks like Red is back in the game now. There's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.